Perfect, so today we are doing a roasted chicken and mushroom pie. So what you're going to need for it, you're going to need 2.5 cups of sifted all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 100 grams of butter unsalted, and then you're also going to need some ice cold water. So what we're going to add in first is the flour. Then you need to add in the salt. And then just quickly mix the two things together. Alright, so now that you have the salt and flour mixed together, then we're adding in the butter. Now your butter also has to be quite cold and sliced into cubes. So this is a puff pastry, so you gotta be quite careful while mixing this. You don't actually really have to mix in any of the butter with the flour. It's more of a pick up and slightly press down motion. And then I'm going to be adding in some water too. Alright, so now what we're going to add is 6 to 8 tablespoons of ice cold water. So you add in 1 scoop, and then you got to again kind of pick up the butter and like press it. Alright, so I just added in another 3 tablespoons of the water, and I'm just again slightly picking up the flour and butter and kind of like pressing it together. You just gotta keep doing this until it forms sort of a ball. You don't need all the butter to be mixed in, we're gonna do that when rolling. So pretty much just add 8 tablespoons of water and wait until it forms a ball, like I said, and then we're going to form it into sort of a triangle and put it in the fridge to chill. Alright, I also wanted to mention, for the chicken, what you're going to have to do is get 2 chicken breasts on the bone, and you need to put that in the oven to roast for 1 hour at 220 degrees Celsius top and bottom. Alright, so now that you're done with your dough, you're going to just tip it all out your bowl, and you need to also lay down some flour. So what you gotta do is just flour the table you're working on and then form it into a rectangular shape. And it is fine if you have big chunks of the butter, that is what you want. And you just need to keep on pressing and kind of get it into a nice rectangular shape, and then you again put it in your fridge to chill. While the pastry is chilling, I'm going to now move on to the chicken stock. And so far what I have added in is 2 chicken drums. I did take off the skin, and you can add in the giblets if you want, but I'm just going to do the drums. Okay, so what you want to add in is 6 cups of boiling water, and here is the 6 cup. And then you just want to put this on medium heat for 1.5 hours. Alright, so what I'm going to be adding in is 2 sliced mushrooms, half of a stalk of celery, and 1 whole carrot sliced. I am going to be adding in parsley, but I'm just going to put that in a bit later on. And then I'm also adding in 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm just going to leave this to simmer. Alright, so you can see the water is now reduced, and what I'm going to be adding in is a bunch of fresh parsley. I'll take the parsley out when the stock is done. Alright, so I pretty much just use cling wrap to keep it in the fridge. now we are going to roll it. Alright, now that you kind of gotten it rolled out at a decent length, and I rolled this as thin as 1 centimeter thick, and now we're just going to hold it in on its top, and we're going to be doing this 6 times. Alright, so this is my last time rolling and folding this. You have to do this a total of 6 times, and back into the fridge to chill, and then I'm going to roll it again, and then I'm going to put it in my pie dish. Alright, so I just let it chill, and now I'm going to roll this out big enough to fit my pie dish and to make a lid. So this is probably a large pie dish, so that why I did do quite a bit of the puff pastry dough. Alright, so I just rolled out my puff pastry dough to 4mm thick. Alright, so I just marked out my pie dish, and I also just buttered the dish, so we're just going to cut the puff pastry. So what you want to do is cut it a bit away from your original lining, where you can actually get the size of your dish. And then once you actually put it in your dish, you can just peel off any extra pastry you may have. Alright, now what you need to do is lift up your puff pastry and then carefully lay it down in your pie dish, and then press it against the sides. Alright, so I pretty much just fitted the puff pastry into the pie dish, and now all I'm going to do is slice all this excess pastry. And there we go, now you can just press in once again all around the sides. Now I'm going to bake this in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, top and bottom. Now the chicken is all chopped up, what we're going to be now doing is cooking 4 sliced mushrooms. Alright, so here I sliced my 4 mushrooms, and then I just put a teaspoon of margarine with it, and if you want to do, you can add in just a little bit of chicken stock. Now you're going to put it on medium heat again. Alright, so now we're moving on to making the white sauce. So what you're going to need is 2 tablespoons of margarine or butter, and then you just need to quickly let that melt. And then I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of flour. Alright, now we're going to add in that 1 tablespoon of flour. And you pretty much gotta just mix it until it become like a paste. Alright, now that you kind of got your paste, you need to add a drop of warm milk at a time while mixing it in. So you gotta be mixing while pouring. When your white sauce is halfway, now what we're going to be doing is adding in the chicken stock. Just start with a little bit, and then we're going to mix that in again. sauce is done, you can add in your chicken and mushrooms. And then you need to mix that in together. And then you just need to spoon all that mixture into the pie. Alright, so I just rolled out the lid for my pie. Now I'm going to cut off the excess. And then if you want to do to add a little bit of decoration to your pie, you just need to use your knife and score around the pie. Just like this. Alright, I also decided to, of course, make a bear because why not? And then all we gotta do is poke a hole in the middle to let the steam come out. Alright, and then what you need to do is cut right down, plus sign. And then you just need to lift up your pastry. Just like that. And for the nice thing before we put the pie in the oven, what you need to do is brush your pie with 1 whisk egg. Alright, now that your pie is brushed, you need to put it in your preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius top and bottom heating for 20 minutes. Do check on it maybe every 5 minutes. Alright, so I just took my pie out of the oven and now we're pretty much going to cut a slice and serve it. Now we're going to finally cut into our roast chicken and mushroom pie. Well, that's all for this video, my puppets, and the last thing you do is to try your nice pie. So you can finally have a piece. Enjoy.